This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
The best defense is a good offense. So before the sewer backs up into your home and wreaks havoc, stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is there for you when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's a certain person on this program that's, I don't know, self-proclaimed unroastable. And something had to be done about that. So The Rock presents the roast of Steve Miggs live on stage.
I've never been hit up more by friends and family to attend one of my things that I'm a part of.
Yeah, of all the great things that you've done, really.
Right.
Of all the things.
I do love that they're all trying to get the homie hookup. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not giving you a free pair of tickets to come watch my coworkers make fun of me. If you want to see that, you have to pay. Just like everybody else. There is no guest list. There's no homie hookup.
Double. You know, we may charge you a lot more, as a matter of fact, homie.
Yeah, you're paying for my dinner, too. Although it is pretty cool because some people were bummed that they missed out on the opportunity to get the VIP tickets so they could hang out with us afterwards and all that good stuff. Super close on a table, and they've opened up some more seats at some tables that weren't there originally. So that's pretty exciting. So if you want to get some VIP action, get them now before they sell out.
Very, very excited because this is the first major event that we've had because the whole station's going to be there.
Yes.
Us, the men's room, Ryan Castle, Taryn Daly. Maybe she'll bring a chicken or two. Who knows?
Well, she'll bring Craig Gass and potentially some former Seahawks as well. Some other guests too that should surprise us. We'll see what happens.
Plus, we got good music too, man. Glenn Cannon and Damage Done are going to be providing live music. This is going to be an extravaganza. And I like that you get to hang out with us, too, with the VIP action. It's all happening Friday, April 15th at the Snoqualmie Casino Ballroom. And part of the ticket proceeds help out Smash Seattle. That's a good cause. So you want those tickets, like Steve said, they freed up some VIPs. You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Miggs.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. Beat Miggs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Miggs. You're a loser.
It is time for Beat Miggs. And it's Thursday, so let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, release the Kraken. And Steve released an awesome T-shirt. I'm so jealous of that. And it's
So ridiculous.
It is. It's a Yanni Gord trading card shirt. It looks like the old Tops or Donruss trading cards, which they probably still have them out there now. But
We were at Walmart getting some toys for Tatum, and I just go by the little section because a listener said, hey, there's some Kraken stuff at the Walmart. And I'm like, I'm going to go check it out. And it's just a random T-shirt for Yanni Gord, who's my favorite player on the team. And I'm like, amazing. But there's no other players. They don't make this for any other player. It's just Yanni Gord. They have other Kraken shirts, which are cool, and they're only $20.
that's amazing.
It's my kind of price.
Yeah, right. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Travis in Puyallup. Travis, are you there?
I am.
And Travis, it's a special day for you today, isn't it?
Yes, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday! So now you're going to get your butt whipped by Steve. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a birthday present.
Somebody's getting spanked. for his
Exactly.
birthday.
Someone's going to get spanked.
Yes.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Travis will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Travis, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
What year of the mid-2010s did Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher get married?
2014,
No.
15, 16.
15, yes. The Southern Ocean completely surrounds which continent?
Australia.
No.
Africa.
No.
Antarctica.
Yes. Officially, how many Medea movies has Tyler Perry released? Wow.
6, 7, 8.
No. Which New England state produces the majority of the country's lobsters?
Maine.
Yes. The Colt 45s was the original name for which Texas MLB team?
Pass.
The Himalayas are located on which continent?
Asia.
Yes. President Taft had a pet named Pauline that was what type of farm animal?
Cow.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct.
All right, Travis. I'm a little suspect of some of the ones you didn't get, but all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you should have got some more.
Oh, you took a long time on those guesses there, so.
Yeah, the MLB one, I feel like, come on. You know what I mean?
Well, not everyone is an expert at that sort of thing. I know that you have doved, I don't know, have gone deep into that stuff, so,
But we have a team, you know what I mean? And it's a relevant question for for our team.
Steve?
Yes.
You back? Are you ready?
Release the Kraken.
Nice. What year of the mid-2010s did Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher get married?
What year in the what?
Mid-2010s.
2016.
No.
2015.
Yes. The Southern Ocean completely surrounds which continent?
Asia.
No.
Africa.
No.
Antarctica.
Yes.
Nice.
Officially, how many Medea movies has Tyler Perry released?
9.
No.
6.
No.
5.
No.
I've never seen one.
Which New England state produces the majority of the country's lobsters?
Maine.
Yes. The Colt 45s was the original name for which Texas MLB team?
The Astros?
Yes.
Nice.
The Himalayas are located on which continent?
Asia.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Knew it.
President Taft had a pet named Pauline that was what type of animal? Farm animal.
Oh, okay. Cow.
Yes. What day of the week did January 1st, 2022 land on?
Monday.
No.
Sunday.
No.
Saturday.
Yes.
Nice.
Woo! The Bermuda Triangle is located in which ocean?
The Bermuda Ocean.
No.
Pacific.
No.
Atlantic.
Yep. Too late. Too late. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You win. 7-5.
Oh.
Sorry, Travis, but
Sorry, Trav.
happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Steve spanked you.
Yeah. I'm like a birthday spanking from Steve.
You know it. You know it.
We talked about that on the show about the Colt 45. So if you're a long-time listener and you listen to every break, you would have known that answer.
I don't even remember us talking about
I don't
that.
either.
No.
So
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's cool. And then eventually, I think they realized, well, maybe we shouldn't call a team after guns.
after a gun. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The only one that you missed that you did get to is officially how many Medea movies has Tyler Perry released?
Can we Ken Jennings this?
No.
Okay.
It's just a large amount, and when Steve said
13.
9, you were pretty close
10.
there. It was 10.
Damn it.
It's 10 movies, and I was kind of amazed by that. So
Well, that's not. I think we can Ken Jennings that because that's a
it's a
even
round number. So
It's a
yeah,
round, yeah.
There's
5,
10 questions
15,
and D-Migs.
totally. Yeah.
So that I'll let it pay. Even though you didn't think it was Ken Jenningsable, I think you know what. And we always say as a Ken Jennings, he has a strategy for doing his quizzing and answering his questions on Jeopardy. Just because he takes a look at the question and like, is it possible I could get this unless there's a hint within the question?
Yeah, and I do a lot of hints, and I mean, I just basically steal Jeopardy questions anyway.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Well, I mean, I might as well just admit it. Congratulations, Steve, on your win.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job, Steve.
Thank you.
Hey, have you, well, actually, you know what? And I'm taking a look at this and I'm realizing, it's time. I mean, I can't cut the people out of their time. It's time for folks to be able to have their views heard. You know what I'm talking about. Listeners on the loose. This is where you pick the topic. This is where you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls. We got your texts at 917 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Just remember, Steve's got rules you got to follow.
It's a simple rule, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you will be gone. You will be gone. Promise. And then we'll say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I got a text for BJ. Are you going to the Bruins game tonight?
Yeah, you know something? It's so bizarre that you guys are going, and I totally didn't even enter my brain to get tickets because, well, frankly, I thought they were kind of expensive at the time, and now you got this ability to just like get them day of, kind of.
Well, that's the hope. We still don't have tickets. But our plan is to go down late in earlier in the evening, but before the game, and just kind of time it to see how low those tickets will go before we pull the trigger and purchase them. Right now, they're at a point that would be affordable.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Already they are?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Day of, a lot of season ticket holders. Some are solely buying season tickets so that they can make money off of it. So that's the yin and the yang of it. Some nights, I'm sure on the weekends or if the team's doing well, you're making a good profit. And other days, a weeknight, some people don't want to go to the game. So then you just got to get rid of them just to try and make something. Even if you don't make your face value, you make something back.
What's the backup plan but it looks like you guys are going to be able to get tickets, but what's the backup plan if you can't?
Dinner at Buckley's.
Yeah, whatever bar is playing the game nearby, and watch it there.
Yeah. That should be exciting. I have yet to see a game at Climate Pledge, and being a weeknight, I'm the same guy as the season ticket holder. It's like, oh boy, I don't know, to get all that jacked up and pumped up and everything, no matter how the game goes, and then to try to get home and go to sleep, it's tough.
Yeah, I know. It makes you wish that the game started at 6.
Yes,
yeah,
that extra hour would be. There's been a few of those games where they had like 6 o'clock games. You're like, this is so nice. Why don't we do this more? Then you're in bed still before 9 o'clock.
Well, and we've talked about it too a lot of times, Steve and I wish that they had more afternoon games. Like if they had like cracking games at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, even on weekdays, I would go to so many
they're
games.
On weekdays, forget about like baseball.
Yeah, just hang out at the station for a little bit, maybe take a little nap in the green room, and then
hope that Eric Powers doesn't walk in on you multiple times. Not that that's ever happened to me.
All the time. And then just walk over there. But no, they all have to be at 7 o'clock.
That would be cool. Have some again. Nowadays with people working from home and doing whatever, maybe it's more viable, but I imagine, most, back in the, back just prior to COVID, most hockey teams would tell you, we wouldn't be able to get anybody to go if it wasn't a weekend game in the afternoon.
Yeah, because weekday afternoon game, they did the one, I think that was on MLK Day. And that was a good attendance because a lot of people have that day off. I don't know how a random Thursday at 1 o'clock would do. You never know, though.
Any day.
Try it out. See what happens.
I mean, some of these people that have tickets, they've got to be very wealthy, so they're probably like, they have their own schedule.
Yeah, do what you want.
Yeah, do what I want. I'm Bill Gates.
Okay, heck, you could work from the arena, right? Just, just bring your...
Hey, so if there's a cell phone and cell service, you can work wherever you want, BJ.
Sure. That's how I like to see it. There you go. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think. Though, again, you're not Bruins fans. And have you yet to see... when are the Devils coming? Have they already...
Yes, they are. Yeah. They are coming, and I have tickets for that game. It's the day after the roast of Steve Miggs.
Oh wow. What a weekend.
I know. It's like, oh my gosh, that's going to be a beating of a weekend. Not in a bad way.
You're going to have a lot to do, and you're going to be toasty.
On Friday night, I plan on getting very wasted at the roast of Steve Miggs. How else am I going to put up with this?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of also staying. Like I've made the decision myself that I might need a couple of beverages because, like as you said, Steve, I may also be the target of a lot of roasting. And I'm going to probably, I'm going to say May. I'm going to at least hold out hope that it is supposed to be you. But as roasts go, it's not just the guest of honor that gets it. So
someone even said, "Hey, I just got my tickets for the roast of Steve Miggs." I was just wondering, who do you think is going to be the worst of all the roasters? By worst, I mean most vicious.
I feel Castle, man.
I agree.
Yeah.
Castle's already writing jokes.
Yeah, Castle and Thrill are to me, though Miles, again, depending upon, sometimes you get cool Miles and sometimes you get really acerbic Miles, so it's hard to know which one you're going to get.
I think Miles, it all depends on alcohol intake.
Yeah.
So if he's if he's at the quote unquote dais, I don't even know how we're doing this. It's going to be a lot looser than like your typical old school roast in the sense that, like, we're all going to be up there with microphones and just having fun. But at moments, people will have their time to kind of say whatever they want. If it's later in the evening, I think then Miles. If he's like one of the first people to speak at the roast, I feel like then it's Castle.
Oh, yeah.
See, and I already threw in my bet. I'm still thinking it's going to be somebody unsuspecting.
Like
I think Taryn is going to, like, just all of a sudden guns a-blazing.
What if, like, this is the night that she finally shares how she truly feels about all of us?
That's a good, it's a good long shot, Danny. If you put money down on this, that's not a bad bet.
Right.
It's worthwhile. It's a worthwhile bet.
I'm trying to think of who else. I think everyone else is going to have, like... I view it more fun-loving for everyone else, whereas I think that there are going to be some jugulars gone for with Ryan Castle and with Miles. I could be wrong. For all I know, they could be the most playful of them all.
I'm thinking definitely Castle, but if I started thinking, like, who else is going to be there, who else is going to be roasting, I feel like Craig Gass
I forgot about Craig Gass.
Craig is,
outside the station, I think Craig Gass is going to be the worst.
Honestly, outside of, like, Ted, Craig might have the most quote-unquote dirt on me because I've known him for 20 years.
Wow, yeah.
And let me just say this, he's written about this. You've been very helpful in his life, helping him really realize that he needed to turn his life around. But at the moment, he was probably hating you, so maybe he's going to bring some of that with him.
Yeah, it was definitely tough love. And that is very ironic that I've helped him get sober, and his roast will probably make me more drunk.
Yeah.
I'm going to need like an extra shot. Like I've been joking. I'm going to have like 2 drinks on the table next to me. It's like one will just be something that's non-alcoholic, and then the other one's going to be alcoholic, and you'll be able to tell how deep the stab is going into my back, depending on which drink I'm drinking that night.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is a challenge for me because obviously, as people know, I've been in therapy for a long time, and basically they've trained me to not be such an a-hole, which I think is required for a roast. It's like the old me would have no problem. The new me is like, you know what? We'll have a good time. People roast. I'll just joke around. I'll have a drink.
Sure.
I don't have anything. That's why I say I'm not going to plan anything. I'm just going to go up and just sort of, I don't know, just make it fun, and then everybody else can sit there and say whatever they want to say.
See, I'm in a nice situation. It's not nice. I'm the target of most of this. Obviously, everyone's going to steer and have some fun with everyone else, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be targeted a lot. But at least I get last licks.
That's true.
So I can assess what everyone's being said, and then go, okay, this guy I'm going for the jugular on. This person I'm going to be nice to. That's the nice part about the roast kind of thing. Like, you're able to, like, kind of vibe how everyone's being.
And if you're drinking, oh, my goodness. If it turns out you need a couple of drinks because of the jugular moves, then all bets are off.
I'll be sharpening that sword.
The thing is I'm most worried about the fact that, Steve, you've been spending the last couple of years honing your inner a-hole in the professional wrestling
That's a
ring.
good point, Rev.
So at this point in time, like,
He's been practicing on children. Literally.
Exactly. He's just going to pretend that we're just a couple of 7-year-olds out in the crowd flipping him the bird.
That's true. I find great joy in children flipping me off.
So now I don't know what to expect.
I forgot about that, Rev. That's an excellent point. I don't think people realize, the lion they're about to poke.
Somebody, a lot of people have been wondering if we're going to do like a live stream of this, and my vote is no on that. Because that takes away from the love of the roast. The roast, what happens at the roast stays at the roast.
Yeah.
Also, I think some people are going to say some things that maybe just shouldn't be out there for public consumption. That doesn't mean we won't like record it and share some highlights online and things along those. There'll be clips. I just don't think there'll be a live. I think that's a terrible idea for certain people on our staff.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah. It is listeners on the loose.
S-storm that could happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we don't. Listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
So I went to Climate Pledge Arena to see the Islanders game on Tuesday, and that place is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the game is like, of course, we're excited to see the game tonight, Danny and I, but I think my order of excitement is Shaq's Big Chicken, getting new merchandise at the Lair, and then watching the Kraken play.
Yeah, I feel like that's the right order of things.
Yeah.
Well, and also just like sitting in Climate Pledge Arena and just kind of like taking it all in. Like it's going to a live event where the past 2 years you weren't necessarily able to go to live events. So just like all of the above, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. They tried.
Because you know it's
Shut
the
up.
best.
Spoken from an expansion team fan.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we're at now. Yeah.
It's always fun though, knowing that you're sitting in the newest arena.
Yeah.
You know, I remember that when now T-Mobile Park opened up. It was cool to say like this is the best, and they really went all out with it, and it's still one of the best ballparks in baseball. It was cool to go, this is the gold standard right now for baseball ballparks, and I feel like the Climate Pledge is that way for the NHL arenas.
That's why I wish I could go to the Islanders in New York, because they have a new arena as well. So it'd be kind of fun to see what their arena looks like stacked up against our arena.
Good call.
Because they're both hockey arenas, so it'd be kind of fun to see, like, okay, how do they do their hockey arena compared to ours? I'm sure theirs is awesome, and I believe that theirs has Shaq's Big Chicken as well.
Oh, wow.
Shaq's he's taking over, man.
Yeah, I guess if you're a new hockey arena, Shaq knows what he's doing.
I wonder if they're going to have the Kraken. I was going to say the Shaq Kraken.
They have a Shaq burger there that is, I believe they use like a bagel, and it's colored the Islanders' colors.
Oh, interesting.
Like food dye or
that
something
orange
like that.
and bluish
Yes.
thing there, whatever. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that
I don't know how I feel about that, but it's only food coloring.
Yeah, I might have to close my eyes on the first bite just to psychologically get past it. But then after that, it's probably delicious.
Yeah, that's cool. See, I love that about like places that have like the local
You
thing.
found it. Yeah, there's like
there they
those
are.
are the
Wow.
bagels that they have.
Those
like
look trippy.
Wow.
Yeah, there's Shaq's burger, which I'm sure it's called like the Islander burger, but it was basically the same ingredients of the Kraken burger. So I'm a little.
Is it a chicken burger?
Yeah, it's a chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, that looks.
And maybe it's not a bagel. It looks like it's a bagel.
Yeah.
It really does.
Bun.
Yeah, it does.
Which I'm all in for.
I would eat that all day.
That's
I like
fun that they made that look that color. Okay.
Someone
I
even
wonder if
asked
there's
us,
any-
what's the best bagel and what do you top it with?
Ooh.
Clearly now, Shaq's Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to Altana Bagels here?
No.
There's one at Seattle Center and there's one in Cap Hill. They have a scallion cream cheese, and literally you could put that on any bagel, and it is the best
That sounds
bagel I've
good.
had in Seattle.
That does sound good.
What's that?
Yeah.
The Seattle Bagel Company's good.
Blazing Bagels.
Blazing bagel. Honestly, I was thinking more for me, just what type of bagel. Like
Oh,
a
fair.
Pumpernickel, I was about to say a snickerdoodle, not that. Sesame seed.
Everything
Snickerdoodle
bagel.
Well,
Everything
I feel
bagel.
Like
I like a salt
Asiago
bagel.
cheese with that spread Danny just talked about. That
That's
works.
good.
Yeah. I like the salt too. Even though,
A salt bagel sandwich is my jam.
Oh yeah, I can't have those anymore because the doctor.
Because salt.
Yeah, I know everything. That's just like
Everything
I
that's
just
tasty
remember
is salt.
And I bageled my ass off in my early years in radio because we got free bagels every day. It was so good.
Do you guys only do the savory bagels, or do you like the sweet bagels? Like I know there's like blueberry ones, raisin, and like cinnamon ones.
Oh, the cinnamon raisin ones I do like.
I mean, if it's the only thing that's available, like if someone showed up here at the station and put a box of bagels out there and there was one with raisins in it, I'm going to eat it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I turned my nose up at that because there's really, there's plenty of sweet breakfast treats that I like, but I'm with you, Steve. For some reason, the savory, if it's not savory, what are you doing here?
I also like just a plain bagel.
Yeah, I don't
cream cheese.
Oh, way back in the
Call
day.
me crazy.
Oh, look at you.
I thought I was the basic one. I just like the sesame seed bagels. Just plain sesame seed with cream cheese is fantastic.
Yeah, it's not as basic as Steve.
Also, it says there's a new bagel place in Seward Park called Muriel's. They have the best New York style bagels.
Ooh,
I like to be the judge of that because I truly believe it's the water that makes the bagels and the pizza great in New York. So I don't know if you can replace that ingredient.
Yeah, I have heard that, and some people do like import whatever, like the dough already done with the water from back east. I know that people did that for pizza shops around here sometimes.
Oh,
so
that's true.
maybe that's what the Muriel's is doing. I don't know.
We'll have to stop there.
Seward Park's a cool place. Then you go take a little walk around the park. That ain't horrible. Nice place to have a bagel. At least when I was there, I don't know what it looked like. Actually, I don't know what it's like today. It could be horrible.
I've lived here for 20 years.
You don't know where it is? It's
I know it's in Seattle. I just
you can see it from Mercer Island. If you were like on Mercer Island and like you just went to where the bridge is, you could look across and kind of see it.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like it's a waterfront area somewhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So there you go,
Delicious.
Steve. That's where it is. It's a cool park. It was a cool park. I haven't been there probably in a long time, so I hope it's kept
I
up
have
nice.
a reason to go.
Yeah, but now you go. You got Muriel's, you got Seward Park. It's not a bad little joint. All right, it is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls, more of your texts at 933 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
If 2020 has taught us anything, it's to take nothing for granted. So when you expect hot water and get cold, when you expect the shower to drain and it doesn't, when you turn the furnace on and it won't start, stop freaking and call Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. 1-800-FREAKIN'.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Paul in Puyallup, you are on the Rock.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Paul. Paul, welcome to the show. What you got for us, buddy?
Hey, I just want you to know that I'm the number one fan in the world of hockey.
Oh, really?
So
well, I had no idea we were going to meet the number one fan in the world.
Okay?
Wow.
Just not here. You know, I travel to a lot of the NHL places and watch our Kraken, release the Kraken, play.
Release
and
the Kraken.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But you know what it's all about?
It's
about hockey.
Oh, it is?
You keep on talking about all these new places and stuff, man.
Steve, did you know?
You weren't in the old places where people could be right next to the guys getting sweat thrown all over them.
Speak for yourself. I see Yanni Gord, and Yanni sweats on me every game.
Man.
It's a special relationship you two have.
Oh, man. And I just want to know one thing, Miggs.
Yes.
Man, I have people, because I'm on Instagram,
Oh,
and I am the number one hockey fan
on
at
Instagram.
CPA, okay? But I have these people saying that they're you, but I know they're not you. But besides that, I'm the number one fan. You come down to Section 7.
Paul, I have a question.
I'm going to see you in Section 7, brother. Tonight's the night. It's going to be me.
Oh, is he going to be there?
I don't know.
I want you to understand. I have season tickets.
Yeah,
I want you to come down to Section 7, right on the ice.
Okay.
You come down right behind the goal.
Section 7 is actually on the ice. All right.
Yeah, there's a Section 7 right by the ice.
Right by the ice. He said he was on the ice. So
isn't that right behind the net?
Right behind the net. Section 7.
Okay.
That's where
row
Munson
F,
sits.
seat 14 and 15.
Hey, that's where Munson sits,
every
Paul.
game.
You know, Munson.
Dude, you might actually be sitting right next to one of my buddies.
game.
This might be Munson. He seems a lot angrier, though. Sean Kemp sits right by you then.
Oh, look at you, Sean Kemp and
Munson. Let's just say
Munson.
that Sean Kemp has come to the first 3 games, and I haven't seen him, but that's on him.
That's because he's
I
not
have
the
been
number
to
one
every
hockey
game.
fan.
No, he's not.
He's like number 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Paul, you are.
Dude, you got great seats.
Understand.
No, those
I
are
want you
great
to understand
seats.
one thing.
What's that?
Hockey is the world, and I am the number one fan of that world.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were the number one fan. That's where I'm having confusion about your status as what kind of fan. But so number one is what you're.
Hey, who was your team before the Kraken?
Oh, good call.
I am a fan of every team. I have every jersey of every NHL team plus AHL teams plus European teams plus the KHL and any other one you want to see tonight. When you
do you have them on display?
You better
Paul?
wear all of them tonight.
I mean, that's a cool.
Stack them up.
Obviously.
That's right. Let's go. I'm going to look for the guy with every jersey on.
Yeah, you
Section 7, row F.
Obviously, you don't understand me because I do come with all the jerseys.
Huh?
I generally have no less than 7 jerseys on when I come into that building.
Whoa. 7 different fans, jersey, like team jerseys. Huh?
I mean, it is cold in there.
Yeah.
Do you have a Kraken tattoo?
You just need to go on CPA, whatever. They have me there.
Yeah, they do.
I was on Reddit.
Yep.
I was on all these things. I don't care about that.
Oh, you don't? It seems like you do. But it could be. I just could be mistaken.
Hey, who is your all-time favorite hockey player? Personally, it doesn't have to be the greatest of all time. You don't have to just say like Wayne Gretzky because he's the greatest. Like, who's your favorite hockey player of all time?
I have seen Mr. Hockey. There's only one, Gordie Howe.
Oh, of course, Gordie Howe.
I have seen him play in the Cleveland Arena.
Okay.
When he had his sons play on his line.
Oh, there was a day.
And that was it. Because you know who played right after that? Gretzky was right after him. I lived in Cleveland for most of my life.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but at least you got out here. That's good news.
Well, we'll see you tonight. We'll see you tonight. Make sure you wear all your jerseys, and
I'm a veteran, though. I just want you to understand I'm a veteran.
Well, we're happy that you're a veteran. Thank you for your service. That still doesn't really make Cleveland a better place, but we're happy that you're a veteran.
It doesn't. But you know what? Go Browns.
All right. Well, hey. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Steve. I
had more questions.
I know. I did it again this morning. I only had one question, Steve.
Throw away that question.
Yeah.
I had all these great questions for the greatest hockey fan. How often do we get to talk to the greatest hockey fan in the entire world?
The only question I had was I was just a little confused as what number he was as a hockey fan. Was
number one, baby.
In the world. In the world.
Yeah. And he threw shade on Sean Kemp. Showed up for the first 2 games. Haven't seen him since.
And he wears 7 jerseys to the game. So that's that. We'll be on the lookout for that. See, when you get down to section 7, you're going to count them.
We're going to section 7.
Oh, we have to do it. I'm ready. You have to get a picture with this dude, don't you?
That's my buddy Munson's section.
Yeah. Well,
although he probably won't be there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, he's having a good time in his life.
The number one. It's on Instagram and Reddit. He doesn't care about that, BJ.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. It just, I'm glad he's humble like that. He's, he and the Rock band, they're just so humble with going on Instagrams and Reddits.
So, speaking of sports, someone wanted to know what our thoughts are on Russell Wilson. Here we go, BJ. You ready for the latest?
Is there another latest? I missed this. What's going on?
This is a good one. This is a real good one.
All right, give it to me. I missed this.
Russell Wilson, what are your thoughts on him scrubbing the Seahawks from his Twitter page?
Oh, did that happen?
Russell Wilson, this selfish son of a bitch, now has a picture of him and his father as his profile picture. No Seahawks gear on. And that son of a bitch is a picture of him and his family as the cover photo. No Seahawks on. He must be leaving the team.
He must be.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I saw this has actually been reported on by several quote unquote sports websites. And you're like, slow sports day.
Yeah, it is.
He's still following not that would even matter. I don't even read into these things. Some people do. It is weird that what Kyler Murray, it's maybe it is like a tactic to be like, I'm serious. I'm thinking of leaving. I've unfollowed you. Russell still follows the Seahawks. We're okay.
Oh, so he's still following.
Yeah,
good.
He scrubbed any pictures or mentions in his bio, I guess, about the Seahawks.
Oh, really? Well, the mentions in his bio is interesting. What is he
I don't know if there wasn't before though. I wasn't keeping tabs.
Right. Yeah.
I think right now it just has some Bible verse or something about I want to love like Jesus. I want to love like Jesus.
Well, you can't fault him. That's par for his course, though. That's what Russell. I don't think there's anything suspicious about that, unless it was different before and we just didn't know.
I guess I would imagine his profile picture before this was a picture of him wearing Seahawks gear, but it's a picture of him and his late father. I don't know.
Maybe what are you trying to be reasonable here?
No, yeah, maybe I'm overthinking it, but maybe he'd put that up there because he misses his father, and maybe it's around a certain date or something. I don't know.
Are you the number one football fan?
No.
You can't comment on this.
I only have 6 jerseys. I don't.
Yeah, you're not on Reddit. You're not on Instagram. You don't know these things.
So I said, hey guys, you should one up that dude tonight. Wear 8 jerseys. Show him who's up.
No.
Yeah,
all right,
buy
Danny.
8 jerseys.
Nope.
Danny's not going to do it. Wow.
You know what?
I can't buy 8 jerseys.
You're not the number one fan.
How deep are our pockets?
I don't want to take out a loan. Yeah.
Apparently, you're not number one fan, Deep Pockets. I guess so.
Do that it takes at least 40 days from the place I get them.
Where's your KHL shirts? this guy's got every H and every L, and he's got it all covered.
Dude, I wear one jersey, and I am a sweaty mess.
Well, you wear a thick hoodie underneath it.
I know, but still, it's a sweaty mess. So
That's
there's
true.
no way that if I tried to do 2 jerseys, I think that you would think that I ran a marathon inside Climate Pledge.
Boy, am I really happy that you're going to the game with him, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's also my warmth that gets him sweaty.
Good old sweaty mess.
I got a lot of body heat, BJ.
Yeah. It is listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone just texted and said, hey, guys, I can't participate in listeners on the loose, but I was wondering if you could share some of your, Steve, can you share some of your favorite Mitch Hedberg jokes in honor of his birthday today? I didn't even realize today's Mitch's.
Oh, wow.
If he was alive with us, unfortunately no longer with us, great dude, he would have been 54 years old today.
Yeah.
And, it's funny, dude. I legit thought of Mitch Hedberg yesterday while I was at Walmart because we were we're just walking through all the stuff. We were by where all the groceries and things along those lines. And I saw a can of Pringles and I instantly thought of the Mitch Hedberg joke that I'm paraphrasing something He talks about how I think the original intention was to make tennis balls, but on the day the rubber was supposed to show up, a truckload of potatoes came, and then the potato people were like, whatever, F it, let's just cut them up, and then make Pringles. And that was like the premise of that joke, and I always think about that. Dude, there's so many random Mitch Hedberg jokes I think of all the time. Like, whenever I go to a mall and the escalator's not working, I think of the joke. It's something like where it's like, escalators, when they don't work, they just become stairs, and it's a whole bit about that, which is pretty funny.
Yeah,
he had the best one-liners.
Yeah, he was, really, I always considered him a stoner Stephen Wright.
Yeah.
Just that great comedy that is just way out there, but also really, just brings you in, and you just appreciate, just how he be.
Getting a receipt at a donut shop is one of the great ones.
Oh, I love that
But
one.
my favorite, I think, just because it's just so wrong and it's so great, he says, I don't have a girlfriend, but I do know a woman who'll be mad at me for saying that. I've always thought that is like the most brilliant line. It's like I used to do drugs, I still do, but I used to too.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I love that one.
Yeah, I know. It's he was just so good. So good.
Oh, it was rice is great if you're really hungry. You just want to eat 2,000 of something or 1,000 of something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man. And, and I didn't hear a bad word about Mitch Hedberg.
One of the nicest. I've never seen a comic more. Like, whenever he came to town, I was fortunate enough to know him pretty decently, and he would always invite me. And I remember one time he even worked me into his routine, and because he thought I was coming to like the early show, and sometimes I would go see him 3 times in one weekend if he came to town. Like, it was just like one of those things where we would just hang out and BS, and it was like you said, not a bad thing to say about the guy, other than he battled some massive demons. But I remember one time he was like, "Yeah, it's Steve here," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here," because he kept saying Steve, and I'm like, he's not talking about me. Like, I didn't, you don't think like, oh, he's going to, finally he's like, Steve from the radio. And I'm like, you mentioned him right here. And he's like, cool. Because I asked for you earlier and you were not here. And then I was like, I'm like, what? Oh no. And it was like, what is happening right now?
That sounds like so Mitch. That's just so Mitch.
And it wasn't even like a joke. He stopped his comedy show just to check and see if I was at a show to see him perform.
I just love that because how the mind works. He probably at that moment he was just like, "Oh, one of my buddy Steve's here."
Right.
I think I'll find out. That's just so Mitch.
And with his delivery, I think everyone just laughed because it was in the Mitch voice. There was really no punchline. It was just him being like, "Yeah, I was hoping you were here earlier, but you weren't."
I can tell you this, man. That's the golden moment when you know that the crowd loves you, because having done stand-up, the idea that you could say something that was not meant to be funny, but because the crowd loves you, because you're so good at being you, you're just getting, they want to laugh. They're wired to laugh. Like, it's, and Mitch had that. It's a gift. It's a gift when a comic can get to that level and develop their skill that well. And he was a brilliant writer and really also a brilliant character creator. And it was a joy to see his stuff. It's like, man, that guy's got it going on so many levels, and that made me realize, yeah, you know what? Sometimes hard work and having a gift is really what makes this work. And he had it, man.
I feel like that applies to a lot of art, though. Like, you think about like musicians, they can have a bad set, but if you love the band, you're so forgiving of it.
Yes.
You're just like, that was the greatest show ever. You're like, no, it wasn't. That was really bad. But you're just kind of, you just love them so much. You don't care. You're just seeing them. That makes you happy.
Yeah. And he was that guy. I mean, he was that kind of comic. I've watched comics who really were good at getting the crowd to love them and had horrible material. And then I would see comics that had just bad, stage presence. Like, you just wanted to hate them, but the material was really good. And you could just see the better response. Like, the crowd always loved the guy that was more charismatic. And Mitch had both great material and his own charisma and unique. All of that rolled into, I mean, just a great comic. And today was his day of birth.
Yep, yeah. 54.
Mitch Hedberg. Well, we have a big question that needs to be answered. Actually, it doesn't need to be answered at all. This is actually, Arnold is going to tell us about the time, because you know what he says, which is hard to believe, but Arnold says that he doesn't like meat 20% of the time. So I'm confused. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger confused? We're going to find out what it means at 9:50.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Arnold Schwarzenegger credits following an 80% vegan diet over the last 5 years to improving his cholesterol.
Dude, you want to piss off a vegan? Say that you're 70% vegan. I do that all the time around my wife, and she's just like, that means nothing. You're eating meat. You're not vegan. I'm like, 70% of the time, totally vegan.
I'm 100% behind you on that. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you want to be 100% meat eater and you're not, or whatever, or just however, then you at least should get the percentage.
So now whenever I meet someone who's vegan, I'll be like, oh, dude, I'm like 70% vegan. They look at me like, what the F are you even talking about?
Oh, yeah.
So Schwarzenegger does that too.
Yeah, he's 80% vegan. And you know what? He says his bad cholesterol levels really, the number's low. Says the doctor doesn't even recognize him sometimes. And when he isn't vegan, that 20% of the time, he'll have an occasional steak or Austrian Wiener Schnitzel. So how about that? Huh?
I didn't realize he was that flexible.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Castle, he's up next. He's got your morning 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
What is the best perk of your job?
One text said when I worked at Victoria's Secret, we got free lingerie all the time, so we'd understand the products better.
Oh,
when I worked at Victoria's Secrets, I had to do that as well.
Yeah. Did you really? Did you come to a good understanding with it?
He still wears the bra, so it's like very awkward anymore.
Very nice. It's lacy, but I also know how those thongs fit properly now.
Oh yeah, that's an important thing.
I was like, why do people wear thongs? Now I know.
Now you know.
Never turn back.
BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.